Being a caregiver can be so rewarding, but it can also be difficult. It not only takes up an incredible amount of time and energy, it can also take a huge toll on your body, mind, and finances. Hi, I'm Candy Pickard, President and CEO of the National Down Syndrome Society. At NDSS, we are dedicated to the well-being of your loved one with Down syndrome throughout the lifespan. And as a caregiver, you are a critical part of that. There's a saying, to take care of others, you must first take care of yourself. You might know that's true, but find it hard to know where to start focusing on you.
Hi, I'm Grace Whiting, President and CEO of the National Alliance for Caregiving, or NAC. Our mission is to build partnerships in research, advocacy, and innovation to make life better for family caregivers. That's why NDSS and NAC are working together to support caregivers at home, at work, and in the community through advocacy initiatives and the creation of resources designed to help you care. Family caregiving is a major public health issue, impacting nearly 53 million Americans, or 1 out of every 5 people living in the United States. Like many issues that can be hidden to others, know it's a challenge when you're living it.
Literally every minute of my day was focused on taking care of her. I did wrestle with the mommy guilt of, I don't have time to take care of myself. I was having some health issues. I didn't even want to go see a doctor. That's pretty bad.
Naomi's story is familiar to many caregivers. Experience and research show that there are steps you can take to get control and build your own capacity to care. It's important to recognize that stress can have an impact on your mind and body, and that building relationships and social connections can ease and share the burden you may feel when caring. Assess and improve your financial wellness and help you learn about the rights you have as a caregiver where you live. What is it about family caregiving that makes it so stressful and so hard on the mind and body?
Being the caregiver of a child with Down syndrome is sometimes exhausting. It's hard. You have to give a lot more of yourself to a child with Down syndrome than a child without Down syndrome.
The thing about caregiving, it never ends. It gets easier at times, and then it gets harder. So it's unpredictable in many ways.
Scheduling speech therapy, finding the physical therapist, scheduling the occupational therapist, making sure he sees the geneticist once a month, dental exams, physical exams.
We know that the stress or strain of a disease or a disability can impact work and family relationships, among other aspects of your life. And yet, when you need help, it can be hard to reconcile the care that you give every day with asking for the help that you need to be well and healthy. It's helpful to focus on relationships with yourself and with others. Start with yourself. Several national and global nonprofit organizations recommend that caregivers should do an assessment to identify where their pressure points are. On the NAC website, you'll find an 18-question tool developed by the American Medical Association and the American Red Cross. This short questionnaire allows you to build a score that you can use to understand your own health and stress level as a caregiver and to communicate with your doctor and other healthcare professionals. One of the recommendations you might find when using an assessment like this, the first one is simply take a break.
I just remember that I needed to take care of myself through self-care, such as, yoga and hiking, being one with nature. It did reclaim me, actually, because I know that in order for me to take care of my family, I need to be at my peak.
When I knew that I needed a break when he was younger, I found a camp that was a month long and would help him with his speech. And not everyone thought that sending him away for a month was the best thing. But gradually, just like for me, they recognized his growth and that I looked more relaxed.
Talking with others can lift and share your experience and alleviate some of those feelings of being alone.
It was very important to have friends who accepted David as much as I did, you know. The fact that I would see them loving David, then I knew that they accepted him. Then I could talk about David very freely.
Our family was a big help for me to have somebody else to talk to. Everybody in my life has been very responsive to knowing how taxing Chris was to us.
We know that 1 out of 5 family caregivers in the U.S. say that they feel lonely or isolated, and that this issue has only gotten more pronounced over the last couple of years during the pandemic. Support groups offer a space for people to share information, give advice, and encourage others.
Having online groups, in-person groups have been extremely valuable. With the ups and downs, to kind of blow off that steam of, hey, here's what's going to happen, and enjoy the ride.
You might not think of financial health as self-care, but it is just as important as your mind, body, and spirit.
I'm desperately trying to put the pieces together for his future. I spend a lot of time thinking and rethinking and rewriting and trying to put it all in perspective.
Finding the right balance can be hard to do yourself. We can make it easier. NDSS has partnered with Voya Cares to create a financial wellness guide for individuals with disabilities, their families, and caregivers.
Family caregiving is core and central to the nation's public health, and it's a bipartisan issue. Both President Trump and President Biden have supported new proposals for family caregiving. And in recent months, the Administration for Community Living has begun to develop a national plan to support family caregivers in all the different domains of our lives. There is additional resource and support that may be available to you through the Administration for Community Living in programs like the National Family Caregiver Support Program and the Lifespan Respite Program. In addition, military families may find support for caregiving through the Department of Veterans Affairs, and new programs are beginning to pop up nationwide in states and communities. As this movement is still growing, the resources available to you may vary from state to state. We recommend an incredible tool from the Family Caregiver Alliance, which outlines your rights as a caregiver by state and includes resources on government, health and disability programs, legal resources, disease-specific organizations, and more.
You are too important to let help pass you by.